Today, I am speaking with Shantavia and Maurice Moore. Their biggest obstacle is too much money being paid in taxes, not knowing how to understand the tax code and monetize their family's financial wealth.
I think one of the questions I have is, so Maurice does have a home-based business. Does it have to have a certain profit level in order to use some of these deductions?
So this is why I love you all so much, because you were so prepared. And even this question, this is the absolute best question to ask. And it's the one that is the most misunderstood. The IRS says if you are running your business like a business with the intent, you must have the intent to make a profit. There are many companies. If you go pull up any financial newspaper, if you Google any financial report, there are many businesses who are operating at a loss. That does not mean that they are not a business. They simply had a loss. It's okay for you to have a loss as well. The next question that most people ask is, well, how long can I have the loss? And most CPAs recommend, well, no more than 3 to 5 years. But that is not a law. Okay? That's not a rule. What I say is document every single thing. For every single deduction, you must know who was involved, where did it take place, why did you do this in your business, when did it take place, and how much was the cost. Who, what was the deduction, when did it take place, where did it take place, why did it take place, and how much was it? For every single deduction. Now, here's the thing that happens. If you were to download all of your expenses from 2021, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. The first year I did this, I went and tracked every single penny. Now, let me tell you, I want to pass out. I want to run away. Let me tell you, it just got on my nerves. But I was adding up $6 here, $12 there, $100 there. When I got through adding it up, it was over $80,000. I was only used to writing off maybe $20,000. So some say this is hard work, but so is being broke, okay? So we're going to choose our work. We're going to choose our work. Baby, I'm going to choose the work that's going to keep some money in my pocket, okay? Now, the beautiful thing about this is when hiring your child to work in your home-based business, you are now teaching them the benefits of a home-based business. You're teaching them how to monitor and track everything. I remember my youngest daughter, she's almost graduated from college now, and she was 12 and she was so irritated. And she came home from school and she said, Mom, I have no idea why I need to learn algebra. I'm never gonna use algebra. Algebra basically is useless. She said, I need to be learning how to do my taxes. I said, this child right here, she was like 12. I'm like, you ain't even got no taxes. But she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. What they need to teach in school is reading, writing, arithmetic, taxes, and God. That's what I feel, okay? I don't need to know about photosynthesis unless I'm going to be a botanist or some kind of scientist. I don't need to know about biology unless I'm going to cut on people. But we need to know about our taxes. So that's an excellent question. Did you have any more questions for me?
I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the 71 plus thousand that.
I hear you, my brother. So how does that make you feel? So you're trying to wrap your mind around what's happening right now or what's been happening?
I feel bamboozled.
Ooh.
I feel like I wasn't doing my due diligence as well. And I've been missing out for so many years on money, just basically getting thrown down the drain. And I don't like that. I don't like losing money, you know.
Yeah. You use the right word, bamboozled, run amok, tricked, like what happened? And I felt that way the first year I heard this too, because I already had a home-based business. I just didn't know all these other things. And I didn't know I could go directly to the tax code and verify what I was hearing. It changed me forever. I was never, ever the same again after learning that. So I understand and appreciate that. But now, not only are you going to learn, but you're going to teach other people, because guess what's going to happen? When you interact with family and friends and you like everything is business, let me tell you, I don't even have family dinners at my house. You know, everybody comes over, comes in town. It's always a business meeting. always a business meeting. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. It's always a business meeting. And this is what my tax coach always says. In order to establish it as a business meeting at your home, when people ring the doorbell, you open the door, you say, how's business? Now, your shady friends and family members, they might look at you like you crazy. Like, man, what's going on with that? But do you care? Do you think I care what they think about me? I say, how's business? Now, here's the deal. Now, you also put your business cards, you lay information out. And because my business is money, money is always appropriate to talk about. You know, if my business was basket weaving, I might not know how to get that and fit that into the conversation, although I would. I'm just that creative. But because my business is money, people are always talking about money anyway. So you have things out about your business. You put brochures out. You have your business cards out, maybe a flyer, maybe some event that you have coming up. You have a good time. You still cook. You still have a great time. But now the meal that you purchase on your separate debit card or your business bank account, the meal that you purchased, decorations and so on and so forth can now be, or your plates and, you know, things like that can now be a tax write-off. So you're going to learn how to live your life like a business. This is going to be a lot of fun. And the very first time you see your tax return change to a smaller number, you can just Zelle me my cut. Zelle me my cut. I don't even do Cash App, but if that's all you got, I'll even get me a Cash App. But no, just kidding. So excited for you all. What are the questions do you have for me?
Maurice has had his business probably for the last, 7 or 8 years? About 7 or 8 years. I am just now venturing out this year to have my own. And so does that complicate things when you have two home-based businesses? And then whose business are we putting on the Schedule C with these deductions?
Excellent question. So my husband and I have been married almost 3 decades, and we each have our separate home-based businesses. So there are 2 things that I'm going to say that are very important for you to understand. Sometimes couples will learn this for the first time and they say, well, we're going to start our own home-based business together. That's not the best step. The best step is for each of you to have your own home-based business. And the reason for that is one of you can hire the other in the home-based business. When one of you hires the other in the home-based business, you can now sign up for a self-employed medical reimbursement account. And what this does is it allows you to write off those medical and dental expenses that you otherwise were not able to write off because they did not exceed a certain percentage of your income on Schedule A. So if you made $100,000, I believe the rule now is 7.5%. If your medical expenses do not exceed 7.5%, which would be $7,500, you can't write off anything. It's a test on Schedule A. And if your medical expenses did exceed $7,500, they don't let you write off this whole 75. You have to start with 7,501. Well, if you have a home-based business and you hire your spouse to work in your home-based business, your single member LLC that operates as a sole proprietorship or your sole proprietorship, you're allowed to set up this medical reimbursement account. The spouse can now enroll the rest of the family, including you. And now your co-pays that were not tax deductible or anything that exceeds what you're able to get as a deduction from your HSA at your regular job, your co-pays, transportation to and from the doctor, prescriptions, out-of-pocket expenses, that 20% co-insurance or that co-pay, dental expenses. Now, if you're anything like me, you have children with teeth. And child, these teeth don't come here perfect. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with all of these people's teeth? God, I need you to help the people with their teeth. Because all 3 of my children needed braces. One of my children needed $10,000 in dental work after the braces. Because a baby tooth didn't come out, I wanted to beat that baby tooth down. Why didn't you come out when you were a baby? Baby tooth did not come out. They had to pull it. They had to close it up. They had to put in an implant. It was, no, let me be accurate. It was almost $7,000. If I did not have a self-employed medical reimbursement account, that would have just been money out of my pocket, period. But because I do, that was an additional thing that I got to write off on my Schedule C in my business. So it's no problem for you to have separate businesses. As a matter of fact, that is the best strategy. And that's just one of the reasons why. Your child can also work for both businesses, separate job descriptions pertaining to that particular business. And in our class in New Wealth University, how to hire your kids and get your money back, I go through all of the job descriptions and things like that.